In the beginning, us humans were hunters and gatherers. All of that changed when the cultivation of plants and domestication of animals began. The Neolithic Revolution is the time period when human beings first domesticated plants and animals, and humans no longer relied entirely on hunting and gathering. It occurred about 10,000 years ago in about the year 8000 BC. To put that into modern language, Neanderthals started becoming civilized human beings by trying to eat proper food and improve their lifestyle. These drastic changes occurred independently in different places at different times. It is predicted that the Neolithic started in these places initially: Mesopotamia, the Nile River Valley, the Indus River Valley, the Yellow River or Huanghe Valley, Mesoamerica, and the Andes. The nomads from the hunters and gatherers period also evolved during this time period into more sophisticated and specialized humans. Craftsmen, priests, and warriors are just a few examples of what the Neolithic Revolution created. According to Carl Sawyer, vegetative planting was the earliest form of plant cultivation, which involved producing new plants by cloning already existing plants. This is how farming initially began. Then came seed agriculture, which was the production of plants through yearly planting of seeds. Today, a significant part of farmers practice seed agriculture. Carl Sawyer supposed that vegetative planting originated in the diverse climates and topography of Southeast Asia because you needed a large variety of plants to create more plants. This is when the settling initially started because people wanted to experiment with the different plants. In Southeast Asia, root plants such as the taro and yam and tree crops such as the banana and palm were domesticated. From there, vegetative planting diffused north and eastward to China and Japan, and west through India, Southwest Asia, tropical Africa, and the area around the Mediterranean Sea. West Africa and northwestern South America were other possible early hearths. Palm trees and yams came from West Africa, along with manioc, sweet potatoes, and arrowroot. Animals were also domesticated in multiple hearths independently in different places. Southwest Asia supposedly was the hearth for the most significant animals that were needed in agriculture, like cattle, goats, pigs, and sheep between 8,000 and 9,000 years ago. Cattle was needed for grazing, and goats were raised for meat and milk. Isn't that some food for thought? Additionally, the dog may have originated from Southwest Asia, East Asia, and/or Europe about 12,000 years ago. The horse's hearth is thought to be in Central Asia, diffusing alongside the Indo-European language. What's a horse's favorite sport? Stable tennis. Eventually, Carl Sawyer also observed that there are three main crop hearths of the Eastern Hemisphere: Southwest Asia, Southeast Asia, and Ethiopia. Barley and wheat originated from Southwest Asia, millet and sorghum from Ethiopia, and it is presumed that rice most likely came from Southeast Asia. Of course, some farmers could barely survive from wheat to wheat. Get it? Anyways, seed agriculture diffused from Southwest Asia across Europe and through North Africa, and as diffusion kept growing farther north, cattle and barley became more significant. Two independent seed agriculture hearths in the Western Hemisphere were southern Mexico and northern Peru. Squash and maize originated from southern Mexico, and beans, cotton, and squash were domesticated in Peru. Agriculture did diffuse to other areas, but did not spread globally until the late 1400s, in which the Europeans arrived. Soon, the Western and Eastern Hemisphere started exchanging food in the late 14 and 1500s, and products were carried across the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. This is known as the Columbian Exchange. Early technological changes and new innovations were being created to create an easier lifestyle for seed agriculture farmers. Irrigation, plowing, the enclosure movement, and fertilizing were just a few changes the Neolithic Revolution brought about. Ultimately, the result of this revolution was the ability to settle. Other results include increase in reliable food supplies, rapid increase in total human population, job specialization, widening of gender differences, and development of distinction between settled people and nomads. As you can tell, many societal changes occurred.